Hello everyone, we're back in the shop and the exhaust system has finally come in. So I did order these parts from two different suppliers. And I'll show you why as we go through them. First things up, the mufflers. These are straight through mufflers. I was sort of expecting chambered style mufflers. Maybe to quiet it down a little bit more, but we got the straight throughs. So yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna be a loud one. You'll notice that it's an oval. It's 3-inch oval. It's the equivalent to a 3-inch round pipe, dual 3-inch round pipe, but without hanging down like a 3-inch dual, like a 3-inch round. So yeah, we're gonna get some ground clearance. The exhaust, it will not be the lowest part of the car, which is something that I've always kind of been bothered by these cars, that the exhaust just hangs down so low. I guess this goes back to my teen years when I had muscle cars back then, and the exhaust would hang down and you would line up, damaging your header flanges and stuff, or where the exhaust bolted on down there. You'd line up damaging it over something. That should not be the case with what we have here, but all right, let me show you what we got. Okay, I already showed you how on the back of the header I have welded a round to an oval adapter. It's a transition. So the plan is to put this clamp. This is made by Stainless Headers. So Stainless Headers makes these clamps, and I'll show you here. This part, okay. So this part comes off, and this actually slides right onto the back of the headers, and it will bolt on there. So once that's bolted on, then we're going to be welding those to that. So these are from Stainless Headers. These are from Dynamic Performance Parts. Links in the description for both of those. But the oval is actually the same on both of them. This is something I was concerned about. I was like, because not all ovals are created equal. But these ovals are the same, so that's no problem. The finish on these ones is shinier than those, but I did purchase this tubing polishing tool for that very purpose. So maybe I'll get that whole thing all polished up before I weld it together. Anyways, I did not go with Stainless Headers for everything, because some of these bends they don't have. Like these bends here, that style of bend, Stainless Headers does not have those. At least I couldn't find it on their website. And then I got some 45 that are bent this way instead of that way. And I got some 45s bent that way as well. I think that that's all going to work. So that's going to kind of go like that. This is going to go here like so. That's going to go like that. And then, I don't know. I think maybe this has to go up like that. And then, I don't know. We're going to work it out. I may need to get 2 more of these to make it all work. Because I am going to be going. All right, let's look under here. All right, so you can see the header there. I'll be coming straight back with a section, and then the muffler is going to go in this area. We're going to go under the axle, because there's no place to go over. I mean, look, I got a roll bar up there and everything. It's just never going to happen. We're going to go under the axle. We're going to do a little bit of a jog that way. That's what those 45-degree ones are for. And then go out that way. And I think we're going to line up going, we're going to cut a notch here, and then it's going to be exiting here. I think that's kind of what we're thinking. So anyways, yeah, this will be awesome, because it's welding, and it's welding stainless, and I love welding stainless. So, all right, well, let's see if we can make this functional and beautiful. Okay, we're at the big shop, and we're gonna do a thing called autogenous welding. I'm gonna TIG weld this. This is my H-pipe. I'm gonna TIG weld the H-pipe without using a filler rod. So I'm gonna show you how that works. So you gotta get your fitment just right. Let me show you. See the fitment there between the two halves? I have real nice fitment between these two halves, and it doesn't require any filler rod. So let me show you that. Not bad, right? Okay. Our first view of the wheels. Oh my God.
That's a big one. That's large. That is large. Wow, beautiful.
Look at that. That is a,
It's big.
look how wide that thing is. That's crazy.
It's big.
Okay, so I took my wheels to my brother's shop. He's got a fancy tire changing machine, and we attempted to mount the tires onto the wheels. Did not work. The machine didn't have the depth for the, so I landed up taking the wheels to the only place in town that I knew wouldn't have a problem mounting super wide wheels and tires. And that's the Porsche dealership. So Porsche Center of Winnipeg, and my boys Luca, Peyton, and Miguel, they stayed late and they mounted the tires for me, and I'm thrilled because they look, well, wait till you see. Look at that. Just look at the width of that. All right, nothing left to do but put them on the car. What'd you think about that? Well, let's take a look. From this angle, I can't really show you from the front angle because I have this. We'll have to show you on the other side when I mount the other side. All right. Let's see. And there we go. We get our first vision of what the car's going to look like. Oh my God. Well, I also want to thank my beautiful wife, Bridget, for choosing these wheels, because she chose the style and the colors and the bolts and everything. She chose it all. So she did a fantastic job of that. And I want to thank Sam at Strano Parts for getting these wheels for me from BC Forge, because holy cow, that just makes the car right there. Okay, let's get past the distraction of these beautiful wheels and go back to the exhaust. I've had to make a big, big change in the direction with the exhaust, and I'll show you what, and I'll show you why. Okay, the plan was to put this H pipe in here like this, okay, and join up with these slip joints here. And then I'd have to, right there where the cross member is, I'd have to like do a little, I'd do some pie cuts, right there, and have it go back up and then back, shoot back. That was the original plan. Let me show you from the side. Yeah, you see the angle of that pipe there? That pipe there? I'd have to do some pie cuts in there to bring it back up close to the floor and then go back towards the mufflers. But I have been poking around at ideas, and I've now changed my mind on what I'm doing. So let's get this out of the way and show you what I'm planning. Of course, it means I'll still have to do some pie cuts, but a little differently. Okay, I have these 45-degree angled pipes, right? Now, all right, follow me along here. There's the header. If I put these pipes like this, okay, I can go over top of this cross member. If I go over top of this cross member, and then I'll do some pie cuts right in this area to bring the pipe straight, I'll be able to run the pipe alongside the drive shaft and the torque arm all the way to the back, into the mufflers, and then out. Now, I don't have enough of these to do that smoothly, so I'm gonna have to do some pie cuts this way, but you know what? It's just pie cuts in a different direction. So now I gotta figure that part out, the pie cuts. Okay, so my strategy is just to start at the front and work my way back. I'll be working both sides at the same time. I think it's gonna be better to make it all symmetrical. So now here's my slip fitting. So this slips right onto the header and bolts on there. That's good. So now here's that 45-degree piece. All right, when I have this at the height that I want, you can see there is a gap there. Well, that's not going to work very well for that autogenous welding that I want to do. So I'm going to have to grind away some of this fitting, or you know, some of that piece there at the top to make this fit properly. So I'll show you how I'm doing that. Okay, so the important bits of equipment for this are going to be this chop saw and then this belt sander that I'll be able to sand the cut edge perfect so that when it joins together with the pipe, it'll be just perfectly flush and flat, and then I can get that beautiful weld around there. So that's the plan. Now when I hold it up where I want it, it is exactly a perfect fit. So now I can weld those two pieces together and move on to the next step. Okay, if anybody's wondering what I use for my TIG setup, it's a Lincoln Square Wave TIG 200 and pure argon gas, obviously. And then my torch this is a Monster number 12 diffuser with a 3/32 Miller Rare Earth Tungsten in there. So 3/32, and I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to try a little lighter than the 75, but that's where I'm at. Now, if you don't know, this cup here is very important. A lot of people will try to weld stainless using a regular cup that doesn't have that little diffuser in it. You see that screen mesh? So what that does is that screen mesh diffuses or spreads out the gas onto your weld, and that's how you get your beautiful stainless steel welds, like all the colors. And you need a big cup like this. I actually have a bigger cup. I have I think a number 16 that's even bigger than this one, but I find that this one works pretty good. So I'm going to use this one, and the reason that you use a wide cup is as you're going along your weld, this welded stainless behind it, you know, obviously it cools off, and if it's too hot and the oxygen touches it, it oxidizes, turns black. You don't want that. So you want to have a big enough cup that as you're going along, the gas is sort of diffusing behind where you're welding until your puddle is cool enough that it no longer oxidizes, and that's how you get the beautiful colors. So anyways, that's how we're gonna do this. Okay, here's my first one. First weld. Here you can see the start of the driver's side pipe. Header would be there, goes that way, and then like this. Now this is a 45-degree angle here, and I want to make another 45-degree there so that the pipe lines up going straight to the back again. So the way I did that was making these pie cuts. So with these pie cuts, I set my chop saw at a 7.5-degree angle, okay? So it has, right now, it is off of 90 by 7.5 degrees. So, you know, I cut the first one like that, and then all I have to do to make a nice pie cut, I flip this around like this, and I cut it. Oh, let's see on this side. And I cut it, and you can see that I make this nice little pie cut that works out to be 7.5 and 7.5, 15 degrees. So I cut this at 15 degrees. So 15, 15, 15, that takes me back to straight again. So that is how that works. So yeah, I'll just do that exact thing on both sides. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. Okay, it's like 5 hours later. Here's all my little remnants of, you know, trimming to try to get it all fitting perfectly. It's not done yet, but I'll give you a update. Let's go on the world's worst creeper and show you what we got. Okay. Let's see. See if you can see this. Up and over, riding along the torque arm, and then it's ended there. So I'll show you from the front. Okay, there we go. So up and over. Yep, there you go. There's a good view. I guess I could put a crossover pipe right here, but here's, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm gonna see how it's gonna sound this way, because right now there's a slip joint here, so the muffler and that pipe, they can just slide off. There'll be another slip joint on the muffler itself so that the tailpipes can slip off. And right now, if you slip those off, then these slip off really easily here. As soon as I put that cross, if I put a, you know, an H pipe in there, I'm gonna have to then remove this cross member just to pull the exhaust out if I ever want to pull the exhaust off. I don't know, I'll think about it, but I gotta see how it's gonna sound. Anyways, so that's where I'm at so far. So now I have to build the tailpipes. The tailpipes, I don't have the proper bends to complete the tailpipes, so there'll be some more pie cutting going on there, but anyways, I just thought I'd give you guys an update. Well, 11 hours later, it's done. The exhaust is done front to back. I only have to put some hangers on the tailpipes, and then it's all good. So, all right, well, let's take a look. All right, you've already seen this part. Two little mufflers, and then we go up here and out the back. Now, this here I just cut out with a grinder. I have to do some kind of a treatment there, make it nice, maybe make a little, you know, flare out thing, but that's for bodywork time. That's Future Mark's problem. But otherwise, yeah. That's it. It is so tight everywhere. Like, the fit is just crazy tight, the fitment. So I expect there's going to be some the exhaust hitting the body somewhere or the frame or something, so I'll have to address that all at the time, but I won't know that until I actually start driving it around. But let's hear what it sounds like. All right, before starting it up, I put the car on the ground, you know, just in case. So this is the first time actually the car's been on the ground on the wheels that we got for it, so I think it looks pretty good. All right, nothing left to do but fire this thing up and see how it sounds. Hope that's a good spot. I doubt the camera captures how good it sounds. It does sound really good. There clearly is an exhaust leak at one of the joints, so I'm gonna have to explore. Well, it's too low for it to even see that. Well, that was a lot of hard work, but I think it was worth it. You know, look how sweaty I am. It's raining out now, and I'm trying to smoke some. Oh, I am really. Woo! Look at me, Mr. Dirty Man. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna put some good clamps on those joints where it slips together, those slip joints, and then yeah, I think the next thing is I need to roll this thing outside and bring it up to temperature, and we'll see what happens next. All right. Please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm to find us, and let's get more followers. Let's get more people. Thanks.